Alright guys, we're back for another one. Hope y'all enjoyed the video of going out to the National Pike Show in Brownsville, Pennsylvania. Well, this time we're going to get started again on that oil pump for the Hercules OOC. So let me get you set up and we'll get started on this. So this is the bottom plate of the oil pump. You see these rings here. We're going to try to work some of that out, because oil will leak around that and we'll lose some of our pressure. So I got a nice flat disc here, kind of coarse paper on it. We're going to work in sort of a figure 8 pattern. We're just going to have to keep going until these rings start to disappear. So you get the idea. I'll bring it back in a little bit. Well, after entirely too much time, like say an hour, I got the vast majority of it out. And finally, we're stepping up to the next grit. We're just going to get back on it. Just like before, we're doing the figure 8 shape. We'll keep on this for a while. Now we're up to 100 grit. Same thing. .220 is up. Getting pretty smooth. I think we got it good enough. Well, it ain't perfect, but well, I ain't perfect, so there you go. Well, the only thing I got left is this 800, so I doubt it does anything. I doubt it takes the scratches from the 220 out, but we'll try it. I think that's as good as we're going to get it. I'm going to jump back to this 80 real quick and run this body across it just to make sure. That shined it up. It looks pretty good. It looks like it pretty much cleaned it up all the way across. I think it'll work just fine for us. It's looking pretty good, but just to show you I'm going all the way, here's the 800 again. You see that? I'm pretty happy with it. Well, I fiddled around with this shaft. Finally decided that I'm just not going to be able to get the bend out of it. I worked on it for a while. And after a while I realized all I was doing was moving the jaws around in the chuck of the lathe. So it's cheap enough to go ahead and make another one of these, so we're going to do it. So I have it set up, a new piece of shafting, set up in a collet block. I borrowed a cutter off of work. It's the right size. So now we got to set it up. So I've touched the cutter off with the top of the stock, which is 1/2 inch. We need to move that down half the distance of the stock and then half the distance of the cutter. So it's 1/2 inch stock, 500 thousandths. So we need to move it 1/4 inch, 250 thousandths. There's 100, 200, and 50. This cutter is about 94 thousandths. So half of 94 will be 47. So we'll raise it up 47 thousandths more. We're just going to kind of do this by eye. This is not critical at all. And I've measured the depth of this key, and it's about 150 thousandths. I think we'll go just a tad bit more than that, not much. I calculated our speed already. Set the belt. So let's give this a try. Kick the spindle on and we'll come in and touch off. Get a little oil on it. We got us a slot cut. Loosen up the vise. And we'll cut the slot on the other side. This little collet block sure makes it handy. A little more oil. Same as before. We'll just kind of do this by eye. All right, we got 2 slots. All right, got a center drill in here. We'll see if I can get us a little spot started. I've already lined it up with where it was on the old shaft. Get a dot of oil on there. And give it a go. Alrighty, there we go. Alright, we've determined that this is a 5/32 hole. So I got 5/32 drill in here. Put a spot of oil on that. Let's see what we can do. Pop it through there. That's why you always use a brush to knock the chips out of the way. Just that easy. Alright, well, we're about ready for some reassembly. We got our new shaft pressed in. That turned out to be quite the challenge. I had a really hard time pressing the old shaft out. But what I did was I pressed this new shaft in. Our key is in there. Then I took a punch and kind of spread this out a little bit on the top to retain it. So we got us some oil here. Just drop that right in. Same thing on this one. I don't believe these need to be timed. How's my arm look to you? Okay, they're in. Let's see if we can dry this off real good. Let's take some of this assembly lube. See if we can pack it down in there. Alright. Let's clean that off again. Okay. Get our bottom plate. Make sure it's good and clean. I want to go ahead and put just a dab of this sealant on here. There was no gasket before, and I think that it's probably way smooth enough to not be a problem. But just as soon as I don't do it, it's going to be a problem, and well, I don't want to go back in there again. Try to keep it out of the gears. Now, the way this bolt pattern is, it only goes on one way. And I believe it should be this way. Alright, all those are snugged up. I can see we got a little bit of squeeze out. So I guess that means that it's sealed, right? I got our pressure assembly here. Cup, a spring, and a little plunger. Slide those in. Alright, we got this guy. Run him in. Let me go grab the right wrench for that. Alright. Plenty snug enough there. Run our bolt in. We won't know where to set that until the machine's running. Alrighty, on to the next part. Alright, we got this new key put in here. And as always, I had to lose one and go buy another. Yeah, I somehow managed to lose it behind the back of the workbench to the abyss. It ain't ever coming back. Let's see here, we get this lined up. See if we can tap it on there. Apparently the hole wasn't exactly 90 degrees. Like I had thought it was. Alright, well, I'll bring it back. Alright, so this gear still needs to go on and we're flush here. So I'm going to take this socket, sit it on there, and that'll give us a little bit of clearance for that shaft to come through a little bit. And we're getting there. Got just a little bit to go. I'll bring you back. Okay. We got it driven on there to the right location. I'm going to take this 5/32 drill, see if we can open that hole up enough that the roll pin will go in. Alright, we got it, finally. What was that, 5 minutes? We're ready to put the roll pin in. If we look real close, one side's chamfered more than the other. Let's put the chamfered in first. Hopefully that'll help it start. Like usual, I got a V-block here to help support it for me. Set a punch on there. Almost there. We're there. Know how well you can see it. It's turning. Alright, maybe a little stiffer than what I'd like, but I can turn it by hand. So, one Cletrac oil pump done. Well, I guess it's a Hercules OOC oil pump. See our big old braze on there holding it together. Cleaned up inside of here. Plenty of room for that shaft. We'll call it a success. Well, we're at the end of another job on this project. What do y'all think? If I screwed this one up, put it down in the comments and tell me so. Well, thanks for watching, and keep in mind what you think the next part of the project should be. I got an idea. Well, let's see what you think I ought to work on. Till next time, stay out in the shop.